dhaoibh, conas. This is an impromptu video, I suppose, and I'm going to be very strict with the time for it. But I was watching a film in the Kendall Mountain Film Festival called, I think, Walled Citizens. Basically, the issues that people in Palestine have with getting access to anywhere outside of Palestine because of geopolitical circumstances. And it got me thinking about, you know, when we meet other people and share identities and interact with people, and how you then portray yourself to these other people, all of these different things. And yeah, it got me thinking about, you know, how I announce myself to the world. I'm a climbing wall instructor, I'm a gay man, I'm an asexual man, I'm a man. I'm a Doctor Who fan. I love comic Marvel stuff and DC stuff. Admittedly, the movies more than the comic books. So it's all of these other facets of our identity. But this video is about why I started coming out in the first place as gay and later as asexual. And like, I think about it when I do workshops and things like that, particularly now that, you have to explain it that little bit more, and why I started doing workshops in the first place for Shout Out. And the fundamental thing of it is this need to be validated. That what I feel about myself is also what somebody else feels about themselves. So there's a whole community of people who like science fiction and Marvel and DC, and they have community gatherings where they can express themselves in their truest kind of admiration and understanding of how they fit into this marvelous universe. And it's the same with sexuality and gender and everything else. The paradox, I suppose, of it is, the reason I'm able to come out is that somebody else came out before me. I was able to then find them and go, ooh, that's somebody's thinking how I think, somebody feels how I feel. Number one, it's a thing. Number two, I'm not the only one. And number three, there are other people out there that not only share this experience, but also might then look at my depictions, my YouTube videos, and go, ooh, he thinks about how I think, and he feels how I feel, and he's saying things that I'm thinking. And that is affirming. It reassures me about who I am. And I refer to it a lot with coming out as asexual. When I have to explain it in the slides, there are three things on the slides. There's a definition which sums it up as to what asexual is, but there's Jenna Claire, who's a YouTuber whose videos I watched to research how to explain asexuality in the workshops. And it was the same as watching somebody like Marky Miller, Troye Sivan, Ethan Heathcote. Got so many different other people explaining their homosexuality, their gayness to the world. Lesbians, gay people, pan people, bi people, trans people, all of these other people who exist and it's educational, it's reinforcing, it's affirming, it's validating, it's this feeling of acceptance. At least one other person is the same as me. And that's all I need. Because you don't need to come out. Why would you? Doesn't matter. But when you don't know that you're not the only one, or holding on to that secret, is cutting away every time that somebody hints or alludes or asks a question, or you feel something is said and you need to express that secret. That's why coming out is so important. And this whole "it gets better" idea, it's very fanciful, it's very idyllic, it's very hopeful, but it's true to an extent. It's being able to tell one other person or a group of other people or a random stranger, because I come out to random people now at this stage. It comes up in conversation unconsciously. That automatic kind of bleh to somebody. And then to have them go, cool. Or to impart that little bit of understanding as to what being this particular part of me is. Why I love Marvel. Why I love Star Wars. The extra bits that I see in it, the things that I understand, the things that I can relate to. I was watching one of the last episodes with Matt Smith and Doctor Who, and Jesus, the music and Clara's theme and those 8 words, "Run, you clever boy, and remember me," burst into tears. But it's that resonance that we all have with different things, that resonance that we have with the other gay person, the other asexual person, the other bi, trans, nerd, lonely person, that other person who's as ecstatic and euphoric about going rock climbing or looking at the stars or walking barefoot in the mountains. All of these things that each of us enjoy in our own individual sense, but have that deep need, that requirement to find somebody else that does it as well, that can feel that way that we do, just to get that momentary hit of affirmation that you're not the only one that sees it, that feels it, that understands it, that thinks about it, that can drive themselves mad thinking about it. That's why people come out as whatever it is that they're coming out about. And that's why it's so important. I'm really glad I made this, because I had to get it out of my head. That's why the brain ramblings thing started. So tell me what you think, and we'll talk about it. Okay? Gur míle agat agus slán go fóill.